Hi, I'm Miss Teresa, your host and dance movement teaching artist, and welcome to Listen.Think.Leap, a creative movement podcast where all you need is yourself, your imagination, and a bit of space. Today is our last October episode where we dance out some of our bones. So go ahead and put your screens down, turn your volume up, and get ready to dance because it's Listen, Think, Leap. Now, before we get started, here's an important message for the grown-ups. By dancing along at home, you understand that the activities in this podcast carry a risk of injury, and if someone gets hurt or something gets damaged while participating, you will not hold Listen Think Leap liable. So double check to make sure any and all sharp corners, objects, slick spots, pets, and people are safely outside your dancing space. If you have to move something to make room to dance, make sure to ask a grown-up if it's okay first. If you need to adjust your dancing space, go ahead and pause the podcast now. Ready to dance? Here we go. It's the last week in October, which means it's our last fall-themed spooky episode. When I think of spooky season, one thing that always comes to mind are skeletons. And let me tell you a secret. I love skeletons because they give our bodies shape and protect our brain, heart, and lungs. It's kind of like a frame for a house. They give you shape, strength, and protection. Did you know there are 206 bones that make up your skeleton? That's a lot of bones to memorize. But when we first start dancing or learning about our bodies, we keep it simple and talk about body parts, like our head, our shoulders, our knees. And so when we first start talking about bones, I like to keep it simple too, but still use the real names of the bones and add a little movement in as well to help us remember the names. Ready to try it with me? Let's get moving. Start by standing or sitting tall. And the first bone in our skeleton is our skull, which is our head. Can you nod your skull up and down and up and down and up and down, just kind of bouncing? Good. Now can you look left and the right, and look to the left and look to the right? Good. Next, I like to think about my humerus bone or my funny bone. That's the big bone in the top part of your arm. Can you wiggle your arms silly-like to help you remember that it's your funny bone? Wiggle and wave your arms up high or down low or out to the sides. Nice. Next is your back, which has all of your vertebrae. Your vertebrae are lots of little bones connected together. You can twist your spine side to side, or bend down and touch your toes, and then sit or stand up straight. Good. Can you curve your vertebrae side to side, making a moon shape with your spine? Excellent. And now your patella. Your patella is your kneecap. Can you bend your knees and straighten your legs? Good. Maybe try marching around your room. Get your knees up high to do that. Check out those awesome patella as you march around your space. Good. And finally, your phalanges. I always think that is such a fun bone name to say. Phalanges. Phalanges are both your fingers and your toes. Can you point your toes as you walk or as you jump and skip? As you leap, point those toes. Can your fingers wiggle as you dance? Nice. And now all together, your skull, humerus, vertebrae, patella, and phalanges working all together, giving your body shape as your muscles move them through space, leaping, spinning, bounding, gliding, tiptoeing. Dance all around your space. Good. Nice. And go ahead and find an ending pose and hold it. And relax. Some people really do think skeletons are spooky, but I think they are wonderful things that give our body shape and protection. With a grown-up, visit a library or look online to learn other names of bones. Remember, there are a lot of them. And work together to see if you can come up with movements to help you remember each bone's name. Well, that's it for today. But before we go, let's take 3 relaxing breaths to finish. Go ahead and inhale breathe in and breathe out. And one more time, breathe in and breathe out. Today's episode was produced and edited by Teresa Simpson. This episode featured music by Gregor Quindle with theme song by Sander Kalmagier. For the latest Listen.Think.Leap news, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you enjoyed today's activity, consider sharing this podcast with a friend. As always, thanks for moving with me. Till next time, remember to put down your screens, get on your feet, and keep dancing, kids.